Hello, my name is Alistair, and I am the Bad Mini Painter, and the Leviathan box is here, and I have a Screamer Killer right in front of me, so let's paint it up. Oh, and it's a push fit model thingamabob, so no glue needed, which means that I have these awful gaps everywhere, even though I slice and dice and try to remove them. And I'm out of green stuff. Anywho, so flayed one flesh for the necrons, the scary necrons, is going to be my base color for the skin. Normally I would use Kislev, but it's a bit warm, and I want something a bit colder. I like the look I had on my my previous paint jobs, but I feel like this is a tiny bit better. Dry brushing with the Ivory tusk from 2 thin coats, basically just an eggshell white, and I do a heavy dry brushing. I leave a lot of pigment on the brush and kind of smear it on. To get that Tyranid skin look. For the carapace, we do Naggaroth Knight as the base color, and as a base color, Citadel says it's a base color. As a base color, it has absolutely horrible coverage, which is funny because normally purples are pretty well pigmented, but they managed to fuck this one up. So unless you wanted to go on Gooby, be prepared to do at a minimum 3 layers, which is what I did. No, it's fun to paint the same thing over and over again. So, anywho, now I have a lovely coverage, almost. You can still see some spots where the white shines through, but we can fix that with a Druchii violet. It was necessary in this case, and also it adds a bit of depth and shadow, so it's fine, but it was necessary due to the horribleness of the base color. And then I go in with the Xereus purple, every fucking time. I go in with this purple, and I go about halfway up on the back carapace and not quite as much on the smaller plates. And it's again to add some depth, some color variation, and then I try to make it look like it's wear and tear, so where the carapace would scrape against stuff. It's kind of going for the box art with my own tiny little spin on it, or my own variation. Next is Genestealer purple, and thinner lines, not as far up, closer to the edge, but still fairly thick coverage. I leave a little gap here and there. I like the effect that it gives. It makes it look kind of organic, kind of alive. I think it works quite well, and I've been doing it a lot now, so it's kind of just, autopilot painting, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. And then we do some Slanesh grey, and that is for the tips. And as you can see, I've also done a bit of highlighting with the Genestealer purple, and I will do further highlights on the most exposed points with the Slanesh grey as well. It's a nice little effect. Again, trying to achieve the whole wear and tear thing. I had no idea what to do with the carapace on the side of its face. I was so confused, so I just kind of slapped it on there. Man, it was kind of okay. And this is just some good camera work, but if you look all the way to the left, you will see that I added some color to its mouth. Pink horror in this case, because why not? Demon red for the claws and all the other little thingamabobs sticking out. Focus. Demon red is kind of like Mephiston red, but it's a bit thinner with the same pigmentation. Bit thinner, bit lighter, but I really like it. It's a good base red that you then can darken and lighten as you feel. And I need to go buy new brushes. Holy crap, seeing it up close. A new shader for me. Tarkor Rage Shuttle. Yeah, sure, let's call that. Anywho, I couldn't really decide. It seems like being a reddish brown thing when I put it on tissue. It was a spur of a moment purchase. But I thought, hey, I have this. I've had it for quite some time. I haven't used it. So let's try to slap it on the claws and see what effect that gives. And it was a decent effect. But the heavy hitter is Carroburg Crimson, which I use for all the little vents of the shield and all the little nooks and crannies. I do these thin lines to add some variation to the skin, and that trademark Tyranid pinkish hue to the skin is achieved by doing this. And I do it all over the model wherever I see it fit. If I can see a little crevices or something, I will fill it up. That's a bad joke. Think about it. It's a bad joke. Then I discovered that there are these little tendons, or I don't know what it is, but I paint them Kislev flesh just to make it stand out, and the same for the groin area thing above. I don't know what it's called. It's called something. Then back in with the flayed one flesh to add a little bit of highlight to that tendon. And it's kind of hard to see in the video, but it did do a fairly big difference. I think I need some better lighting. I need a lot of stuff that is better, but mainly just where to put the camera compared to where I put my hand. Anywho, highlight, wild rider red, right? That's nothing special. That's just how we do. It is my go-to highlight for red. I could have done some orange just near the tip, but I also wanted to be done with this at some point in my life. A little bit of Emperor's Children on the tongue. That sounds wrong. White Star is from Two Thin Coats. It's basically White Scar, but better. The paint is not as runny, and it won't fall apart and need excessive shaking the same second that you buy it. I swear to cow that as soon as you buy that, it can be brand new straight out of the box, but as soon as you buy it, the medium and the pigment will just separate in the bottle, and you will have this clump in the bottom and then this water on top, and then you can like shake the paint pot until you have the same stamina as a 13-year-old boy. That's a masturbation joke. Before the paint is actually usable. Black wash, a thin one for the teeth, and again, excellent camera work. I do apologize. So what I want is a black wash that just runs into the crevices to actually outline the teeth, and this one is fairly good at it. I had to go back and clean up a bit afterwards, but the end result was pretty good. Then Druchii Violet again. I discovered, as you can see, the base job is done, and I was actually about to do the look how awesome I am video. Then I discovered the purple hue at the end of the arms of this fucker. So yeah, I slapped that on, and I tried to make it higher pigment towards the bottom, so it kind of fades out, which is a difficult art. But here's the end product. I think it looks good, almost like the arms are the best part. That's a weird thing to say, but I'm kind of proud of what I achieved here. I didn't spend an excessive amount of time on this model, and compared to the Tyranid Prime, it was actually an absolute joy to paint. I mean, it wasn't frustrating at all. Everything was reachable, even on the base, and yeah. So besides being a push fit model, I really like this one. When it comes out as its own set, and you can actually do it together, I will get that one. So yeah, that's the final product thing. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video as I zoom in and out. If you did, you should probably seek help. But also click the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. I do these kind of videos. That's how far my imagination goes. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and see you on the next one. Bye.